Let's get one thing straight. My 20s were not a highlight reel. They were a slow-motion disaster I refused to see. I wasted years chasing things that didn't matter, building a life that looked fine but felt empty. The biggest lie? That your 20s are just practice for real life. They're not. Every bad habit, every wasted dollar, every toxic relationship, it all counts. I treated time like it was infinite, spent it on dead-end jobs and people I didn't even like. I was performing, not living, desperate for cheap applause that meant nothing. I got the degree, the job, the relationships that looked good on paper, but none of it felt real. Living a life that isn't yours means constant pretending, and pretending is exhausting. The clock was always ticking, but I couldn't hear it over the noise of trying to prove myself. You think you're invincible, that there's always tomorrow to fix today's mistakes. But tomorrows run out. My 20s were a masterclass in procrastination and self-deception. I graduated into a life that felt like it belonged to a stranger. It was a painful, ugly, but necessary lesson in the brutal mathematics of time. The truth, you don't get a do-over. Every choice matters. If you're in your 20s, don't waste them trying to impress people who won't even remember your name. Start living for yourself, not for the applause, because the bill always comes due. I spent years sprinting toward goals that weren't even mine. I took jobs for the title, not for meaning, and traded my time for a paycheck that funded a lifestyle I didn't enjoy. I surrounded myself with toxic relationships, mistaking drama for passion and validation for love. I tried to earn approval from people who only wanted to compete, not connect. My dreams? They were borrowed from movies and social media, not from my own heart. Chasing someone else's dream is like running on a treadmill, exhausting, but you're not going anywhere. The illusion of endless time fueled it all. You think you can always pivot later, but later is a trap. Every day spent living inauthentically digs the hole deeper. The longer you wait, the harder it is to climb out. Rock bottom isn't a dramatic crash. It's a slow, suffocating realization. For me, it was waking up in a messy apartment, indifferent to the person beside me, dreading a job I hated. No big disaster, just the crushing weight of mediocrity and regret. I drowned in shame, avoiding mirrors and quiet moments, filling every second with noise to escape my own thoughts. I felt utterly alone, even in a crowd, trapped by the image I'd spent years curating. My health was a mess, my energy gone, my mind numb. This wasn't a phase, it was a state of being. My body and mind were screaming for change. If I didn't do something drastic, the rest of my life would be a flat line. That was my rock bottom. The turning point wasn't dramatic. It was a tearful confrontation with my own reflection. For the first time, I admitted, "This is your fault. You built this life." That brutal honesty was both painful and liberating. If I was the architect of my misery, I could also design my way out. No more excuses, no more waiting for rescue. The responsibility was mine. I started auditing my life. What made me strong? What made me weak? Who drained me? What habits kept me stuck? The answers were ugly, but they were a map. I saw exactly what needed to go. The real epiphany? I had a choice. Keep drowning or start cutting out the poison. The choice was simple, but not easy. It meant embracing pain and uncertainty. It meant choosing the hard road, but it was the only way forward. If I could give my 20-year-old self a list, I'd staple it to his forehead. First, stop trying to please everyone. You'll lose yourself chasing approval. Please your future self, not the crowd. Second, heal your own wounds before dragging someone else into your mess. Become the person you'd want to date. Third, get your money right, but never trade your health for a paycheck. Your health is your real wealth. Learn to budget, save, and invest, but don't buy crap to impress people you don't like. Eat real food, move your body, and sleep. Boring, but essential. Fourth, discipline beats motivation. Show up for yourself, especially on the hard days. Read, learn, start projects, go to the gym. Don't fear starting over. Fear never starting at all. Cherish your parents. Your time with them is limited. Every decision you make is a brick in the foundation of your life. Build wisely. Don't let fear or other people's opinions dictate your path. The only person you need to impress is the one you'll become. Start now. You'll thank yourself later. Rebuilding wasn't a movie montage. It was slow, painful, and deliberate. First, I quit the soul-sucking job, ended toxic relationships, and distanced myself from draining friends. My social circle shrank, but the silence was better than negativity. I rebuilt habits from scratch: regular sleep, cooking my own meals, moving my body every day. I stopped mindless scrolling and started reading philosophy, psychology, finance, biographies. I journaled, forcing myself to face my thoughts on paper. The hardest part? Learning to be alone and okay with it. I sat with discomfort, boredom, and anxiety, resisting the urge to distract myself. In those quiet moments, I started to hear my own voice again. It wasn't about finding a grand passion overnight. It was about rediscovering my internal compass, one small step at a time. That's how I started to rebuild. Changing your life is hard. It's not a straight line, it's a mess of progress and setbacks. Old habits are comfortable, new ones feel impossible at first. People from your old life won't understand. You'll be called boring, crazy, or worse. Growth makes others uncomfortable. Be ready to lose people you thought were forever. There's no magic moment when you're suddenly fixed. You become better through 1,000 small, unglamorous choices. Each choice is a brick. You won't see the wall at first, but keep laying bricks anyway. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret is permanent. Building a life you respect is hard, but living a life you resent is harder. Every small victory builds self-respect, the foundation of everything. It's a quiet confidence not dependent on anyone else. You're not perfect, but you're trying. And that's what matters. This isn't about me, it's about you. Your life is happening right now. The clock is ticking. Every second you wait to change is a second you choose to stay the same. There's no perfect moment. There's only now. Pain is a motivator, but you don't have to wait for rock bottom. You can choose to change today. Decide you're worth the effort. Your future self deserves better. Don't wait for a crisis. A wake-up call can be a quiet decision. Stop outsourcing your happiness. It's your responsibility and your freedom. You hold the pen. Start writing a new chapter. Start small. Go for a walk, read a page, make a better choice. The only real choice, yourself or regret. Build a life of your own design or live with what-ifs. One path is pain now, peace later. The other is comfort now, regret forever. Don't wake up decades from now and realize you've been asleep. Your wake-up call is ringing. For the love of God, answer the phone.